Hi folks, welcome to the INF 1060 Project 2 YouTube tutorial. I have started on page EX63 because I wanted to get the chart up and I wanted to cut down the length of this video. On page 63, it's asking you to do a click flash fill, second step. I could not get it to work, so I've manually typed in these cells. You're free to try to follow the instructions in the textbook, but my Excel keeps telling me that there's no recognizable pattern. Now, before I got to this section, I followed the chart and instructions on page 62 to fill in what I have here, and on page 61 and 63, step 1, to get to this section. So moving forward, I'm starting this video from the end of page 63, okay, and 64 to, again, cut down the length of this video. So totals, highest, lowest, average. Now what we're doing is we're actually going to start entering formulas. So those of you that don't really find math fun, I apologize in advance. But we have to do this. So what we're doing, we're starting on the first column here. To figure out gross pay, it says the formula here on page 65, step 1, gross pay, column F is hours worked times hourly rate. So what we have to do is equals sign, hours worked, 8, shift 8 times hourly rate equals. And the multiplication symbol is the shift 8 key, not the letter X. Now, once we've got the gross pay done, now we have to do column G. What is our federal tax? Well, step 2 says we got to copy this right into the thing. So 0.22 times bracket, got to use bed mass, gross pay. So gross pay minus dependents times 24.32, end bracket, enter. So now we're doing right there, and I'm showing you point mode, by the way, folks. I'm clicking the cells that I want you to use. State tax is column H, so it's 0.04 times 0.04 times, and you click gross pay. I forgot the equal sign, see, because it didn't give me what I wanted it to do, gross pay, and that's what we want, equals. Your tax percentage, column I, is your federal tax plus the state tax divided by gross pay. So we have to do equals federal tax plus, not equals, plus state tax divided by gross pay. And I didn't put it in brackets here, folks. So you got to be really careful what you're doing to get the appropriate answer. And then your net pay column is going to be gross pay. So equals gross pay minus federal tax minus state tax. If we look at pages 66, 67, $949.7146, I have it rounded up. That's okay. I have this finished. Now what I can do is I can highlight all these. Here's our trusty fill. Drag it down. Boom. Fills in everything else we need. Gets us what we're looking for. and we filled in all of that aspect relatively quickly. So you only have to really pay attention for this first row, and then you can autofill the rest. As long as you filled it in correctly, everything's okay. So that's the end of page 69. Now we're going to look at determining totals. So we're going to do some sum totals. We learned about this in the first one. So total, we go to the home section, auto sum, enter. Auto sum, enter. Gross pay, auto sum, enter. Federal tax, auto sum, enter. Now our net pay, our net tax is G12 to H12. G12 plus H12. 255, yep. 9300, yep. That's what we need to see. We're going to sum up the totals here, and we're going to copy up that formula, so we're good. Page 71, page 72, we are now looking at highest, lowest, average. So how do we do that? Well, first of all, we're going to click C14, and we are going to do insert function, and we are going to scroll down to the one that says max, and we're going to click OK, and we are going to get this. It's going to go C4 to C12, and then we're going to click OK. What that did was the highest number in this column is going to go there. So for example, we can test this out. If all of a sudden Faye has five dependents, that number is going to change. Now the rest of the columns change because your taxes in the United States depend and here, so we can change that back to 0. Notice it changed. That's what I was trying to show you. That's the max. Now we're going to do the lowest. So again, we're going to click function, got to find lowest. Right, it's min. Equals min, minimum, then bracket C4 to C12. You're going to get a 0. And then average column is, I believe, AVG. I'm just going to double check here. You can click, oh, you got to type in average, no problem. Average, bracket. Again, C4 to C12. And bracket. The average should be 1.22222. Again, same thing. We're going to select all these and drag them across. Supposed to delete that one in the tax percentage. Here's a good point to break. So I'm going to save this as usual where I save everything for these courses. You save it where you save it. I always click the wrong spot. Project 2. Now we are going to do the formulating or formatting, sorry, the worksheet. So our first step is to pick the theme. We're going to pick the Ion theme. So we're going to home, page layout, theme, Ion theme. It's going to change it automatically. First thing we have to do is bring these to the, oh, whoops. You're not supposed to do it at the same time. You do them one at a time. My mistake. Salary report. Now what we have to do is the subtitle should be 16 and Olivia's art supply should be that takes us to the end of page 81. And now we're going to be filling in the background color is the fill, and we're doing the blue-gray accent 5, lighter 60%, perfect. Let's do the same thing there. We want thick outside borders added, so we're going to add them this way. And we're going to do thick outside borders. And then we are going to highlight this row. We're going to center it. We're going to bold it. And we're going to do heading 3 style. So heading 3 would be here. Heading 3. Let's just do that. There we go. Drag it out a little bit more. Then we are going to column centered heading 3 style applied to row 3. So heading 3. And looks like our totals row gets the totals applied. So you have a total area. There we go. And this as well will be bolded. That brings us to the end of page 83. Now what we're taking is K4 to K12. So K4 to K12. We're going to adjust the dates. So we're going to do the click the Format Cells Number Format dialog box. It's in the Home tab. Home tab, number group. Make that bigger. And we're going to be clicking date. And we're going to be clicking 3/14/12. So 3/14/12, just like that. We've already entered it in that way, but you know, it should be just double checked. We want our numbers centered for column C, all of column C. For hours worked, we want the comma style applied. Comma style is now applied to the range. So that's the end of page 85. And now we're going to do the currency style format to E14 to H16. So E14 to H16 we are going to apply the currency style. So that's this one. Oh, no. Currency, it's this one. There we go. Then we're going to do, oh, and this section too, this last guy here too. So currency section. And now we're going to do the tax range. And we are going to click the % button. But we're also going to do add decimal places. Is it 1 decimal place or is it 2 decimal places? It's 2 decimal places. There we go. Now we're back on the conditional working. So we're going to highlight hours worked. We're going to click the conditional formatting. It's on the home conditional formatting. We're going to click new rule, and we're going to click cell value. Oh, format only cells that contain a cell value that is greater than 72. And we're going to click the format button, and we're going to have white. And we're going to have the fill is going to be this blue. We're going to click OK, and we're going to click OK. And that, what we did there was automatically, any time somebody worked over 72 hours in a pay period, it turned it blue. So you can set that value to whatever you want, but you know, for the sake of this assignment, it tells you who's already worked over a certain amount of hours. And that takes us to the end of page EX90. We're now being asked to shorten up this section. We're being asked to just shorten up the email address section. Still want to be able to see all of it. J. Bennett, about that. And now we're being asked to highlight D, shift, highlight E, and then highlight I. Point to the boundary on the right side of the code. So we're making it certain sizes there. And cell A18 is selected. So F, G, J, K. We gotta make this 11. We're gonna slightly smaller. Perfect. We are now the height. going to save this again. So right now we have our chart looking pretty good here. We've got the autofill done, page EX95, and now we're going to check for spelling. So how we do that is we click File, on the preview section, spelling. Change, ignore, and we're good. Now, printing the worksheet, how you submit it is you've got the page layout, orientation to landscape, and then we're going to do the design section. We got to do our margins too. So page layout, margins, narrow, and then we click insert print. Yep. There we go. You can submit it just like that. Go to assignment, and we are good to go. If you have any questions, please contact me at 3703. Thanks. Bye.